the replay. I am so glad you're here, and we're gonna give it a few minutes for people to hop on. I said I was gonna be at 7 and it's 6:55, so I'm a bit early, but my baby was happy and I needed to just go out to milk while I had the opportunity. So we are gonna get a goat in here, and oh boy, this is hard to do one-handed. I would love, I'm pretty sure I can see the comments, at least on live. Oh goodness, can I close a gate one-handed? Guys, I did not think this one through. I will answer general Q&A about milking or other polite topics and just walk you through the process of milking goats. Goats are pretty fast to milk if you have 2 hands to close a gate. But if I don't close this gate, I'm gonna have a goat out. Okay, I gotta use my hand here. Okay, so we're milking 2 goats. One is a Shannon, who I let out through the muck. And she's waiting for me here. I would love if you guys would, oh, here, you're telling me where you are already. I love when you guys do that. Okay, so we have Hazel in the stand. Hazel has had babies twice before, and she gives a decent amount of milk. She has been in milk for 6.5 months. She kidded, March 11th or March 10th, one of those days. It's right before my birthday. So, if you have any questions about milking goats, I'm not a goat expert. I can also answer your cow milking questions. I know those better. But we have Hazel in here eating some grain. We don't feed our cows grain while milking, but our goats, it's the time when they get grain. You also have a goat named Hazel. Okay, so goats are usually just so clean that they get a brush and a baby wipe. Although I was out last night milking the goats, and Marius told me that she had to come in for a bucket of warm soapy water. They were dirty, and that never happens. Never happens. So that was an odd one. Okay, and I can see. So what is the difference in taste between goat and cow milk? Goat milk, cold, raw, and like, only a few days old, is so mild. I think you'd never know it was goat milk. When you heat it up, I think it's got a bit more of a goaty taste to it. I don't notice it in tea, but like I made oatmeal with it once and it was like, oh, that's goat meal. That's not just oatmeal, that's goat meal. So that's the biggest difference for me. The feta is so delicious. Cream cheese is so delicious. Really great texture. Like there's some cheeses that goat's milk just shines, guys. Okay, so her nibbling the grain is making my phone shake, but we can't avoid that. I will answer not just milking questions, but other Q&A questions if you guys would like as well. There's some water in that bucket. So we use food grade buckets. This is a 1-gallon bucket from Uline. The first squirt, highest bacteria count, so it just gets squirted down. That's not right. Behind here. So, how are you guys this evening? It is just starting to get dark, so video quality is going to go down, but is what it is. Can you hear me over the milking well? Okay, good. You guys can hear me now. So we got goats after swearing would never have goats again when, okay, go off. I have a 7 p.m. alarm that goes off every night. It says, what's for breakfast? To help me make sure I have a bit of a plan for the morning. Oh, itchy nose, guys. Okay. Ooh, we got goats because Amos, who is 3.5, could not have cow's milk. And Marius was like, we are not getting goats. We are just using goat milk formula. And then when Amos was 6 months old, I bought a case of goat milk formula. And I said, sir, this was $360. He will drink this in 1 month. And Marius went, let's buy some goats. And now Marius loves the goats. I don't say he loves the goats, but he loves them for thistle management. I don't know why I have an itchy nose, guys, but it's not great. We have Sannons for the milk production. I love the Alpine breeds. I've actually just bought more Sannons. But they produce a lot of milk. It's not the creamiest milk, but they produce a lot of milk. And so that's very helpful for us for when we're feeding babies and making cheese. And I drink a lot of goat's milk right now. I drink around a quart a day. I guess that's not necessarily a lot for some people, but that's a lot for other people. Because I can't drink cow's milk right now, and I can't eat any cow dairy right now because of the baby I'm nursing, but he's good with goat, so I need to get lots of calories in. There's so many good proteins and fats and calories in goat's milk. And I actually don't love just drinking milk straight. So I use Ticino. Ooh, why are you kicking? You don't usually kick. Ticino. It brews like coffee. And it's yummy. Is it as good as coffee? No, but if I put a splash of it in goat's milk, it tastes a lot better. Coffee-ish. And yes, thank you. I love how you guys are cheering me on for breastfeeding this baby. It has been a bit of an uphill battle, but it is worth it. And yeah, it's worth it. I'm really glad that I have been able to stay healthy and not get sick while nursing, and praise the Lord for that. So she always runs out on the one side first, which leaves me with just the other side. But we're like, with foam we're here, so I bet you she's got 2 quarts in here. So goats are really fast to milk. I'm even going slow here as I chat with you. And we only got about 10 more days of milking Jessa before she is dried off for her calving. And Mabel is already dried off for calving. But I get new goats. What day? October 18th, I think my new goats are getting delivered. I'm very excited. I have 3 Sannons. No, 1 has a bit of boar in it. But 2 purebred Sannons, 1 Sannon boar, and a Nubian buck. And I wasn't really attached to the breed of buck. It was more just that I wanted a buck that was young and dehorned, because we just had to give away our old buck because after 2 years of him being a great, easygoing guy, he became a jerk, and it was brutal. The kids were having a really hard time with him. The boys were fine, but Freya was scared of him, and he knew it, and so Freya couldn't milk the goats on her own, and it was a whole battle. So we got rid of him. Gave him away to someone who wanted a lawnmower. So yeah, but the Nubians, they do increase the butter fat, so that is a good thing. And the buck's name is Bo. And 1 goat is named Strawberry, 1 goat's named Vanilla, and 1 doesn't have a name. But it's white, so chocolate doesn't fit, right? And we already have a hazel, so we can't do hazelnut. So like, I feel like it needs to be another ice cream variety. Mint, that's not really a cute name. I don't know. Okay, so this goat's done. And we need to go get the other goat. I'll carry you with me. Yeah, I don't know what it was about this buck. Like, we had him for 2.5 years. And after over 2 years, he just got rude. Okay, so I'm just going to let this go. Let me flip around here. Maple, I like that too. Macadamia. Snow, that's cute. White chocolate. Okay, so this goat always runs over here and eats leaves. So I'm just gonna let her eat leaves, and I'm gonna get the other goat. And this is the gate that I have troubles. Macadamia is cute, except for I have Mac, a child, so. See, this is not a one-handed gate. Coffee is also cute. We did have a goat named Coffee once. White chocolate, I feel like it would get shortened to white, and that would not be politically correct. Come on, goat. So goats hate mud, and there's a bunch of mud in front of here right now. So they like, not want. It's cute too. I don't blame them. This mud, guys. Whoa. And they know exactly where to go. They know just what to do. I think like some grain got in there or something because it doesn't go down all the way anymore. Latte, so cute. Oh, it's gonna be Latte. You, the fisherman's daughter, you named her. Latte, love it. Okay, so repeat again. First we brush the goat. Make sure we don't get stray hairs in the udder. This goat, I don't know what breed it is. Like, who even knows? It's a mutt. She freshened in May for the first time. I mean, she gave birth for the first time, and she was giving like a gallon a day. Now she's down to like maybe 3 pints a day. Definitely not 2 quarts. But that could mean just because it's the first time she's giving birth and the heifers, or I don't know what it's, a first freshener, they don't have the same lactation persistency. Or it could be like genetically she doesn't have good lactation persistency. Which breeds make the best tasting milk? Some are a little, well, not great. Yeah. So, I don't know. Both ours taste really good. One's a salmon and one is a random mutt. There's also a lot of other factors, like what are they eating, and is there a buck around, and how are you chilling the milk? So there is lots of other factors. Health matters a lot. So there's more than just breed factors there. So we milk into a new bucket. Doelings. So I thought doelings, once they kid, are they still a doeling? Okay, so once again, we do the 1 strip. So this goat does this funny squat, which I'm told is like a reflex, a really neat reflex to like help their udder be more available to their baby. But you'll notice, so she's standing more upright right now. And once I start milking, she squats, holds her knees out. Isn't that wild? So this goat's name is Daisy. So we have Daisy and Hazel. So then we'll have strawberry, vanilla, latte, and Bo. The buck. So 2 of the goats, strawberry and vanilla, are in milk. And latte is only a doeling who is just going to be bred now. So a friend of mine, actually if you're local in the Bulkley Valley or Terrace, Smithers, those areas, Graham Acres Homestead is downsizing some goats, and they're really great goats, and that's where I bought them from. So strawberry and vanilla will be in milk, latte will only just be bred, and hopefully Bo will breed Daisy and Hazel, although I am going to get the ultrasound tech out right away to get Daisy and Hazel. Yes, that's the right name. Daisy and Hazel preg checked to see if they were preg checked by, if they were bred by Snickerdoodle, our Nubian boar buck, who we gave away, or not. I don't think they were bred. Oh, I think I missed some. Okay, there we go. What do you recommend, cow or goat, for someone who's just getting started with dairy animals? So if you don't have any experience with large animals, you might be nervous of large animals. You might want to go for a goat. I actually don't think goats are, space is a huge consideration, and finances. A goat is a lot cheaper. Like my new goats cost from $300 to $500. A cow is $3,000 right now. So how many dollars do you have to spend? You can, but with a cow, you can replace a lot more things from the grocery store a lot faster than you can with a goat. Goats, you also need to make sure you're actually getting them from somewhere where the people actually milked them and they can really tell you what they're producing, that they weren't just goats they had as pets and they're like, oh yeah, they're milking goats just because they're a milking breed. So we're really lucky we have a local ultrasound tech. It's $50 to get her to come here and then $10 an animal. So it costs me like $20 to $25 an animal to send off blood tests or to do the like IDEX Alerties on farm preg tests. They're like $20 each. So when I'm gonna get 4 or 5 goats preg checked. So it'll cost me $90 or $100, depending on how many I get done. So the people are actually also delivering other goats. They're bringing goats for other people who will pick them. They'll deliver them to, I don't know where I think they're going to come to our house and then people can pick them up from here. I booked the ultrasound tech for that day. So if the other people want to get their goat preg checked, they only have to pay the $10. They don't have to pay the call fee as well. I kind of want to get our pigs preg checked too, but she will do pigs, but she tore her meniscus or her ACL in her knee, I can't remember. So she can only do it standing or sitting and she can't get down to the ground. So for the pigs, I don't think we can do it because I think our best bet would be like pinning the pigs to the ground. So I don't have cows that need to be preg checked. We know our cows are pregnant, and our heifers, we haven't bred them yet. So it'll just be the goats that she will do. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, I started this under 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. I'm already done out here and ready to go inside. I'm gonna sit and chat with you guys for a bit longer, but 2 goats really doesn't take very long. And I probably got 2.5 quarts of milk. So it'll take me 5 more minutes once I get inside. And they probably 10 minutes was spent today on feeding and watering them. So goats are definitely a shorter time investment and a smaller money investment than cows, but you do get less. I think goats are harder health-wise. They just like all of a sudden are on death's door. Like just all of a sudden they're sick. Like cows give you warning. Goats are just all of a sudden like, well, I'm gonna die tomorrow. So we have goats and cows. We milk the goats twice a day. Yes, you could milk them once a day, especially if you're kid sharing with babies, but they lost their babies. So we had to milk twice a day to keep them in milk. Okay, so there's a comment here, just joined VIP. Will I have access to past content after my year is up? No, as long as you are a member, you have access to all the content. You are welcome to download ebooks and save videos and that sort of things when your year is up. So you still have those like before your year is up. What she's referring to is my insiders membership. So signups are open right now. Actually, I open 3 to 4 times a year. Insiders is multiple things. There is a monthly focus topic. So this month is actually someone else is teaching the monthly topic, and it's homestead money makers. So it's about making money on your homestead. It's a really neat topic, really needed, with Beth DeClerc, and she is the queen of this. So she's doing this month, and when you join, you have access to over 4 years of archives. So Beth's actually done takeovers before, so you can see her previous ones. You can see when we've done phone photography, cheese making, sewing, foraging, soap making, fermenting, all sorts of really neat things. And I think they're applicable not just if you live rural, but if you're into homemade things. If you're into making things, and all things homemade and want to learn more about that, or you already do that and you want to just dig deeper into it, it's there for you. I also do close friend stories on Instagram. I'm a little more sassy there. I share funny memes, which I don't share publicly. And I just show more in-depth things. I show more behind-the-scenes things. I ask for feedback, like if we're making another round of mugs, like, hey, what do you guys think of these sayings? Could you vote on them for me? All those sort of fun things. I feel like there was another thing I was answering there. Oh, here we go. So you can go to venisonfordinner.com/shop or go to the shop page on venisonfordinner.com to find that. Do I have a breed recommendation? I do not have a breed recommendation. I think find healthy goats with good health history from a healthy herd, from someone who's knowledgeable about goats, who can, give you some insight if you have issues. Oh, this goat's ready to get out. And that their lactation history too. Like the doeling I'm buying, obviously I won't know her lactation history, but she comes from a really great mother that my friend in her downsizing is still keeping that mother. But she's like, but I'll sell you her baby. And I was like, okay. When I told her that I wanted some goats, picked them out for me, and gave me a short list of the ones that she thought would be the best fit for me. So I really appreciated that. And she even bred 2 of them early before she was breeding any of the other ones so that I would have fresh milk sooner. I know the other one. What cheeses do I make with goat's milk? Right now, I've only made Chev, which is a soft cheese, like that classic soft spreadable goat cheese. It's so amazing. And goat milk feta. This spring, we had piles of milk, but I did not have the brain power because I was pregnant and had a newborn. So I didn't make cheese. But with 2 more goats going to be in milk, I'm hoping to have enough to make some small wheels of cheese. Goat's milk does tend to yield higher than cow's milk, so that's nice. But it's a little different to handle. The curds are softer. In my cheesemaking course, Cheesemaking Without the BS, I had a goat's milk cheesemaker who has made all of my recipes before, give her input on how to tweak recipes and really how to tweak any cow's milk recipe to suit for goat's milk. Because there's a few small tweaks, like with how much culture you add and your temperatures, and to set you up for success with making goat. I have 3 courses. I have the cheese making course, a sourdough course, and kitchen basics. They're all included in my insiders membership. They all have a video component and a written component, and they all have an ebook that is included with it. I don't think they make sense as standalone ebooks. They're really a course companion ebook, but they are significant ebooks to go along with the courses. So those are fun, and they're included when you join my membership. So the basic membership is $17 a month or $170 annual, and you get instant access to 3 courses worth over $200 combined right away. So it's a small input way to get access to bigger courses as well as 4 years worth of archives. Okay, I now have goats on the loose because I sat here, but it's dark out here. It's not too dark, but where'd that goat go? Come on, goat. Okay, let's see if we can get goats back in while live videoing. One thing is they really don't like the mud, so getting them through the muddy section without them taking you for a ride, super fun. Super fun. I should probably just wrap up here before someone comes out with a crying baby, because he's probably ready for bed. But we do have 1 more goat to catch. Come on, Hazel. Got her. Okay, do I notice a difference in the milk between the goats? We don't. I think it's both really mild. I don't notice a difference in the taste at all. I haven't done like a side-by-side taste, but sometimes we have to keep the milk separate because one time, one of the goats, it turned out to be a calcium deficiency. There was some blood in the milk. Ew, gross, I know. But with goats, if they have a calcium deficiency, it can show up as blood in the milk. So when there was blood in the milk, then we started filtering and storing their milk separately so that we could figure out who it was. Because the crazy thing was, it didn't show up for a day or two. You didn't even know that that blood was there until the milk had sat for a couple days. Then there's this tiny ring of pink in the bottom. So it was a calcium deficiency. We started feeding alfalfa hay and it went away. And then we had blood in the milk again. And I was like, for goodness sakes, guys. But so the first time it was the white goat had calcium deficiency. We fixed it. Second time it was the black and white goat. She got kicked in the back of her udder. So it was an udder injury. So we had their milk separate even for a while after there was blood in the milk. And when I would take one jar or the other, I didn't notice the taste. There's this whole joke like short story long. There's my short story long. I don't notice the difference in the taste. Weird question. Can you make butter with goat's milk? Yes, but you need a cream separator. A cream separator is a whole lot of effort. Our goats do get a tiny bit of a cream line if the milk sits long enough, but goodness, you wouldn't make much butter with that. I haven't even tried. You would need a lot of goats to make making butter make sense. Not sure I want that many goats. But we'll see how much milk when we're milking 4 goats. But Daisy really is drying herself off, so who knows? I'll keep milking her as long as they're giving a pint a day. Like we had one point where Hazel was only giving a pint a day, but that was still enough for Amos. So we just kept going until it was like minus 35. And we're like, okay, girl, you can keep your calories in your pint of milk. We can just dip into our frozen milk stashes here. Anyhow, I'm surprised the cows didn't come visit with me talking here. The cows are outside through there. Anyhow, I'm gonna go deal with this milk because one of the ways that you have good tasting milk is that you get it filtered and into the fridge, chilling as fast as possible. So we're not going to spend a bunch of time out here right now. Have a lovely evening, guys. And let me know if you guys like this. Should I do more little informal things like this? I can do them on Instagram or YouTube. So you can tell me your preference there as well. One more question. If your goat had 4 kids, how long would you wait before milking her? I would not milk her until her babies were weaned. And I think that's at least 12 weeks. And then I would wean and then I would start milking. 4 kids is a big draw on a goat. And I would not want to cause any more demand for supply, right? Like there's supply and demand. So the more you milk, the more they're going to supply, right? And that's a lot. So I think it was good that you just left her be. So have a lovely evening, friends, and we will talk to you later.